Hello, this is Stan Dubin, and welcome to the Hiring Tips Podcast. The name of this tip is Underpaid and Overpaid. You're essentially going to ask two questions here. One question may get you several answers, and the other may produce a blank stare. Fred, at which of your previous jobs did you feel you were underpaid? Well, now the concept of being underpaid is fairly easy for us to understand. We felt we were not adequately compensated for our work. Perhaps we worked longer hours than what was initially bargained for. Maybe we felt we worked much harder than our coworkers. Or maybe we just didn't feel the quality of our work was financially appreciated. So when asking an applicant about having been underpaid, go over some of the above scenarios, dig in a bit, and see what comes up. And after you feel you've covered this side of the coin, move forward with this question. Okay, Fred, that was good to know. Now, at which of your previous jobs did you feel you were overpaid? Now, this question might get you a long pause and maybe even a fidget or two. Be patient and let the candidate come up with an answer. If Fred doesn't come up with anything, you could ask, well, what would it mean to be overpaid? That question is not directly connected to Fred and his past, so you should get a fairly good answer here. Then ask the earlier question again, with this slight modification. Fred, with that in mind, were there any jobs in which you felt you were overpaid? Yes, I realize this is a difficult question for many applicants to answer. If the person feels he was overpaid, then of course that begs the question, well, why didn't you perform to the level of what you were being paid? So your applicant may feel it's a trap question, but it really isn't. You're just looking for a glimpse into the integrity level of your applicant. Fred may say, well, a few years ago, I was working for Company X and they paid me very well. It was a very cushy job and I just kind of glided along and was happy to be making a good deal of money. When they downsized, and that included me, I wish I'd had rolled up my sleeves and had been much more productive. I may have been spared the pink slip. That was a big lesson for me, and from that point on, I stopped gliding and got my act together. Well, that's a refreshing viewpoint, right? Well, whatever you do find out with these two questions, I'm pretty certain you'll get some keen insights into your applicant. Thank you for listening. If you find these hiring tips helpful, would you mind going over to iTunes and leaving a review of any kind for us? Just head over to iTunes and in the search box, just put hiring tips and you'll find us right away. Thank you and much appreciated. The Hiring Tips is brought to you by the Employee Testing Center. We have an employee testing service that will help you hire better staff. It's very accurate, easy to understand, and delightfully affordable. Watch our 3-minute video at getbetterstaff.com. That's getbetterstaff.com. Our podcast does not represent legal advice. Employment law can vary from state to state. So please consult an attorney familiar with the law that applies to the area where your business is located for any legal questions specific to your company. Thanks for listening.